What up, followers? Thank you so much for being a part of this live. Did you see me? Right? So you're live on Fox Soul in just a moment. You say, how am I gonna be live? Because you about to go over there. Yes, you are. You about to get on YouTube. You about to download the Fox Soul app, and you are about to go watch Truth Talk. You say, Willie Moore Jr., why am I gonna watch this? Because it's the best show on TV. Do you feel that right here in your sha-na-na? Listen, if I tell you a duck and pull a truck, put it in the comments, hook it up.
Okay.
You better hook it up. Listen, here go my cast. Y'all been on Bree Renee from the A.
I love y'all.
Come on, listen. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, we fighting. Let's get that out the way.
We fight.
Come on. And the one and only Ryan Cameron over there looking like too cool, smooth. Y'all ready to go live with me? Okay, today we're talking about the 47th president. Of course, you know, ain't nothing changed. We got to talk about it. And I just need y'all help. So listen, if you support what we do, I need you to go to Fox Soul or YouTube in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go now. Flat out.
What is up, my people? I am Ryan Cameron, radio host, philanthropist. We are back with another great show of True Talks, and we're going to dive into some serious topics because we are facing an uncertain fate with this new presidency. But we're also going to have a bit of fun and bring some woosah to your life too, because that's how we roll on True Talks. But first, I'm going to let my co-host, Bree Renee, introduce herself so you know who she is.
If you don't know who I am, I go by Bree Renee, straight from the A, and you may have seen me on many other shows, also influencing all over your social media. Shout out to my country cousins, and now we calling y'all the Bree High. But right now, I am coming at you live from Truth Talks. Now, this show is a show that keeps it unfiltered, all the way real, and all the way truthful on our topics, and we are always on the fire, not watered down like them other shows on other networks. We ain't gonna throw no shade, but we just gonna keep it real.
We keep it real all the time. And let me introduce the rest of my co-hosts, some titans in the biz. First, of course, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant.
Doc Squad, what's up? Y'all know who it is. Your favorite doc, Dr. B. Y'all might have seen me on my viral videos with Cam and Nick and B. Simone and list goes on and on. Or maybe Teen Mamba tonight. And for a long time, I'm here with my Truth Talks family, so y'all chime in. Can't wait to spit the fire, give y'all some gems. You asked for some more of me, you got it.
All right, and of course, last but not least, Willie Moore Jr.
Come on. Do this face look like a man who gonna play with you? Not even this minute. I'm Willie Moore Jr., the host of the Willie Moore Jr. Show, the host of the Love You More podcast. Of course, I had another show that was on another network. If you think that show's still on there, it ain't. That little money gone. So listen, we here having some truth talk, and I'm excited about the opportunity to talk to you on this because a lot of times I'm kind of pushed into Christian conversations, which I love, but I just think it's always good to get into different conversations because everybody has different opinions. So I'm gonna do my best to represent you. I love God, but I still cuss just this many, okay? So make sure that you hang out with us with this amazing show. It's called Truth Talk, flat out.
Right, let's get started with our first story. As black folks, we are not monolithic, i.e. all the same.
Come on.
On this show, we talk about everything that's affecting us from politics to who has the best hand in spades. So kicking it off.
It's me.
Tonight we're going to get a little entertainment news before we dig in. So come on, let's go, Bree.
Yes, supermodel and former Real Housewives of Atlanta star Cynthia Bailey has opened up about a celebrity that actually ghosted her. And guess who it was, y'all? Lenny Kravitz, fine, but Cynthia claims that Lenny Kravitz didn't follow through after asking her friend for her number at Mick Jagger's 80th birthday party in London last year. So
now, Cynthia said he was really nice, but didn't seem overly interested or anything. She joked, he didn't use my damn number. Still, she confessed that she wanted to be really cool around Lenny Kravitz, even though she didn't really feel any sparks. So, Dr. Bryant, was Lenny Kravitz wrong for ghosting Cynthia, or did Cynthia have the delusion of thinking that Lenny was being more than just nice?
You're my girl, love you, but she was delusional. I mean, all he did was get the number. They never went on a date. They never seemed like they had a conversation. How do you ghost somebody that you never were even there's no appearance in her life to ghost. You got to have an appearance to ghost.
Right.
And maybe he was doing her a favor because I actually heard Lenny Kravitz talk about he's been on this long celibacy journey.
Yep.
So maybe he knew like, hey, I'm not going to take it too far with you. It really could never be anything, but you're cool. Let me get your number.
Hey, you saved yourself, Cynthia. He's a vampire. He ain't aged ever. So I don't necessarily
You ain't lying.
know. Come on.
He eating good. That's what it is. He eating healthy.
No, that's that celibacy we talked about. That's celibacy.
Well, we've been having some real conversation offline, as you can tell, all right? Did you all know that Rihanna joked about trying to sneak into the polls with her son, like with her son's passport?
Oh, my God.
Rihanna posted on Instagram during her reel sitting in a car and gazing out the window as she jokes, right? This is her point of view. Me trying to sneak into the polls with my son's passport. Hashtag vote. Because I can.
Yeah, the Fenty Beauty founder was born in Barbados, as many of y'all might know. She moved to the U.S. in 2005 and has never changed her citizenship. In her caption, the mom of two emphasized the importance of protecting women's rights, especially in this presidential election. And she said, when protecting the P and firing P can happen all in one vote. Wow. Okay, should Rihanna be a U.S. citizen by now, or should she just keep her natural citizenship? I think it would be dope if she had dual citizenship because she's done so much and impacted. You know how they give like honorary degrees? Yeah. They should give honorary citizenship.
Yeah, I think that, Rihanna is, she's very deliberate in everything that she does. Unlike some other celebrities, when she says something, I mean, she's become a billionaire. She's followed the blueprint of Jay-Z. She's got the #1 fragrances. She got the standalone stuff with Fenty, with the beauty and the lingerie. I mean, that's very subtle. She didn't say nothing in there that was, too over the top. It wasn't like she was trying to sell us anything. She was like, go out and vote because I can.
Yeah, I like that.
And I think at this point, to me, even though it's not on paper, she really is dual citizen. Because she's been back and forth. She's only been in Barbados this long since she's had her babies. Before that, she was in the States, here making music, doing her thing. And so I think, yeah, she should do both, especially if she wants to be able to contribute to our society and vote. We'd love to have her vote.
Absolutely.
I trade Rihanna for a lot of people. I trade Rihanna for a few people today.
I'm afraid with you.
Come on.
Okay, listen, y'all. However, Young Thug is back home, and many people are excited about it, right? But not as excited as his girlfriend of 3 years, Mariah the Scientist. Now, as we all may know, Thug had the world in shock when he and 27 other folks were arrested May 2022 in a 56-count RICO indictment. Y'all.
Now, the rapper had one of the best lawyers in the business because he went from potentially facing 45 years with 25 years to serve in prison and 20 on probation to time served and 15 years probation. A lot of people are saying because they felt like the defense, the prosecution just didn't have a case. As a matter of fact, his lawyer wanted him to go ahead and try to take the trial to jury because he thought that he would have been found innocent. But, Young Thug said, I got children and I've been away from them too long, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this plea deal.
Yeah, and it was actually Georgia's longest running trial in history. Yeah. So I think that his lawyer did his thing, his thug thizzle with that one. And Miss Mariah was one of the most supporting acts on Lotto's Sugar Honey Iced Tea tour that kicked off in October, on October 25th. And so far, she has canceled 3 shows after Thug's release. Now, while some fans are understanding her rushing home to her man, because she did hold him down the whole 3 years, quite a few, though, have taken to social media and they're upset, they're confused, and they're really, like, mad at her for canceling these shows because it's also rumored that she possibly might be canceling the rest of the tour. Now, I want to ask you two, as fathers of daughters, because I don't know, I don't got a daddy, this is my idea, what I seen, but I have always felt like as a woman, I'm never missing out on no money for no man because I know a man never gonna miss out on his money for me. Now, even when it comes to the hustlers and the drug dealers, they gonna be like, hey, Dr. B, you want to ride with me while I bust this play? But they never gonna lay up with.
Absolutely, hell no.
I know, but my point is they'll take you with them to get the money before they miss out on getting some money to lay up with you. So what would y'all tell y'all daughters as somebody who has a promising career? She's been on multiple tours. She's an opening act. Would you tell your daughter to cancel her tour dates to go lay up to be with her dude?
Well, I think there's no way that Mariah can win on this because of the pressure of social media. If she didn't go, they'd be like, oh, you supposed to be holding them down. Why you didn't go home? Yeah. You should have been the first person there. Why is T.I. on the video showing the Instagram live and why are you not there? Now, on the other end of that, if she does go, then she's missing out on the bag. Now, as far as my daughters go, who are 26 and 23, They've done everything so a man don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because they've been on yachts. They've been on private jets. So they're not going to be influenced by any of that foolishness. And I always say, make sure that you always have a bag in case something go wrong. You always have a golden parachute. So no, they're not going to miss out on that bag because daddy don't miss out on his.
But really quick contrary, I want to say, you know, the bag has a lot of value to it. But at the same time, I do know companionship and love has more value than the bag. So maybe for Mariah, she's thinking, you know, I've been getting the bag and the bag will always be there, but when it comes to my man being home and me wanting to spend time with him, that might just be more valuable to her and some women. So I kind of could see that point. Because
Mariah did the right thing. Get in there with your man, because we need you.
Come on.
We need you. Trying to get, like, coming from the neighborhood, it's very, very tough to get back into society. And honestly, we listen to our woman more, especially when you first come out, you have no idea who you can trust. So
I agree with that.
I'll be there Monday through Friday and be back on the tour on Friday and Saturday.
The man been out there for 3 years almost, and all he been getting is 3 hots in a cot. You better be waiting on me when I get home with that sticky, icky, you know what I'm talking about? All right. Stick around because we're going to talk politics. It's a bit rough this week, and in that day 3, and I know it feels like it's been a long year this week, but we're going to break things down for you in small doses when we come back. You're watching Truth Talks.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
And welcome back to Truth Talks. It's been a wild week, but we're still here and focusing on things that matter. This week, Kamala gave her concession speech. It was eloquent and respectful, and it played by the rules. My political question tonight is why do Democrats always play by the rules? But I will want to say this. People are saying now, the way that she played it, it left the door wide open for her to come back in 4 years and run again. Now, what do y'all think about it?
I think she did leave the door wide open based off her speech. She was talking about how I'm still not giving up the fight. Sometimes, you know, this is how it goes. You just got to keep fighting and keep going. So it did allude. I thought like, okay, maybe you might come back. Do I think she should? I kind of don't. I feel like we should just have a completely new candidate and just start over from scratch.
Yeah, I think her not showing up, and I'm still hung up on this for Howard and for the people. I think that to Willie's point, I think that definitely complimented the people who didn't see leadership in her. And I just feel like, I mean, she has to find another political position to be in. She's a career politician, girl. Find somewhere else to go. We love you, sis. We supported you. It didn't work out, and you didn't show up at the end to show that your leadership was present and was there.
Do you think that Republicans, they play to win, and it seems like Democrats are always bringing a knife to a gunfight and happy about moral victories. Meanwhile, Trump and the other wealthy elite are rewriting history, changing the game, and basically eliminating the common man from the fight.
I think you're right. We are always playing that moral game, which is so ironic to me, because then the Republican Party always gets the praise of being the more biblical, and they're not, because we are the ones, like you said, the Democrats, that play morally right. We bring the knife to the gunfight. Right. We are the ones who try to play by the rules. So I just think that it's crazy that, like you said, it doesn't really help us win. I don't know at this point what we should do.
I think we are living in a different America.
Yep.
We got to realize that the bricks that we had back then, those bricks don't work anymore. People are taken over by TikTok. If you said TikTok 20 years ago, people would be like, TikTok, there's going to be a phone where people can talk to people directly?
Right.
Like, nobody would know that. So I think, you know, the Bible talks about you cannot bring new wine and put it into old wineskin, right? And I think a lot of times we're attempting to put this new wineskin in old wineskin, and it continues to bust. The Democratic Party gonna have to be extremely creative. I think they ran a really, really good stellar campaign with her. It was just a little too late. It was only 107 days.
What do you think, Dr. B?
Yeah, I mean, I just think that, look, Bree saying this whole biblical thing being the GOP, you know, take it back 100 years or so, the Democratic Party was actually the Republican Party.
That's right.
So it was no Democratic Party. So the Republican Party was the original party where it was biblical and all these policies, and they branched out to now Democratic, liberal, and so forth, and conservative. But to answer the question, I just feel like we're going to be in a Republican era for a while. And I do believe that there's going to be a lot of Dems that cross over.
That's what
I think that a lot of Dems are going to feel like, look, Republicans aren't the old traditional Republicans they used to be. I think they're going to shift in a way that other minorities are going to say, look, this party ain't so bad after all.
Well, I would love to see that day when they start caring about us as black and brown people.
Okay.
Like you said, I don't think it's there yet, but I don't think they will. But if you say that, that's probably coming. I would love to see that.
The biggest room in the world is the room for improvement. The one thing lost is I've learned more from my failures than I have ever learned from any victory I've done. And I think we have the next 16 months to really reconvene and do, like, because honestly, I'm not a Democrat. I'm for people, right? I voted Democrat this time because I thought that she was the better candidate with education. She's worked on all judicial branches.
So now we know who you voted for. Okay, Willie.
Oh, yeah, I did. But I'm not upset that Trump got the opportunity to be the president. I thought that he would. I wanted something different, but I'm okay with somebody who is, you know, telling it like it is. I just pray that he can take us to where we should be.
Well, according to Trump, we won't get a chance to vote anymore anyway.
We don't even vote again.
Yeah, we don't get to vote again. It's a dictatorship.
Oh, the man from MAGA the other day said he's just talking.
Yeah, well, we're going to see.
He's just talking. He's
Well,
just
with
joking.
our democracy and with our checks and balance system and our government, I just don't see that being possible. The people, even Republicans, will turn this BITCH over before they even allow that. Dictatorship in a third world country to have that presence in America is not just only one set of people that fought hard for that. There's a lot of people that fought hard to be able to have at least a government that has a checks and balance system so that one person can listen. He'd have to take me completely out before he'd tell me exactly what I'm going to do under his dictatorship.
Well, that might happen because that's one of the things that people were talking about with Trump was like he was saying that you could use military force to attack your enemies. And one of the other things that's come out is the fact that, you know, Donald Trump did not have the playbook when he started out the first time in 2016. He was just as surprised as anybody. Now he's fired all of the yes men around him, and he knows that he can use his executive orders, his executive powers, and do a lot of things that he was talked off the ledge before, like, no, you shouldn't do this. But now he's like, no, I'm back and I'm going to do it. So I think within the first 100 days, we're going to find out what kind of president we're going to have. Yeah. And I think I really want to go out and on a limb and say, I think we're going to be surprised and shocked, as he's already said. His press secretary came out today and said, on day one, the mass deportation will happen as planned.
He's not even giving a syllabus. Usually on the first day when you go to college, it's like, you just getting the syllabus. He's like, I'm going to give 21 million people their walking papers. It's absurd.
Wait, but that
he gave us a syllabus. He gave us a syllabus when he ran. He told us, I'm going to take away the Department of Education. I'm going to take away your right to vote.
That was his syllabus. But let me say this.
Get rid of the FDA.
That says a lot about the American people because Kamala was saying immigrant reform. Trump is saying immigrant deportation. But America voted for what? Immigrant deportation. So regardless of what we believe, I'm saying America's showing you that they want their borders, even if we don't agree, their borders
America
to be safe and shut down. Because they're looking at it like immigrants, and I'm not saying I think like this, but America's saying, hey, immigrants are coming in and taking something that we believe is ours, and that could be a value and a resource to us. And that's what Trump is. That's what he's ran on. That's what he's selling.
Yeah.
Is America's America, and people are coming in and taking what's ours. And he's not saying America's one race. He's saying America as a group of people needs to have their borders shut down so we keep our resources here, and we also manufacture our own stuff right here.
Yeah, one of the things that came out was the young lady at UGA, Laken Riley, when that immigrant came over and he murdered and raped her. They used that as a linchpin to try to get the voters galvanized, and I think that it resonated with a lot of people. When we return, Trump is the first convicted felon to ever win a presidential election. So what does that mean for all of the criminal and civil cases against him? You don't want to miss it when we come back.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
I know you're going through a lot. I wonder if you know that we can get help. Let's see how far we can go. Love, your mind.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
And welcome back to True Talks. We've been covering the election all week. If you missed our special on Tuesday night, we've been keeping the conversations candid with no holds barred commentary and staying up to date on what's going on in our community and amplifying your voices.
Now, for the first time in history, we elected a convicted felon to the highest office in the land. Now that Donald Trump is our president, many of us have concerns about what in the world is going to happen with his criminal cases, like the district attorney Fani Willis case against Trump over his efforts to overturn the 2020 elections. There's so much talk about this.
Madam Fanny got a racketeering indictment against Trump and 18 others in August 2023 for conspiring to corrupt Georgia's certification process. This case has been sidelined for months, but even if Fanny wins the right to resume, do you think she'll really be able to move forward? I mean, with him being back in president.
Well, I think one of the main things that's happened is, you know, people are forgetting that Fani Willis had death threats against her family. She had death threats against her children. You know, also the sheriff, he had death threats. So, you know, with Trump back in office, what's going to happen to all that? All these people who are out there saying they're going to do something and do harm to them, are those things going to go away now that he's back in office? Or is she going to go, you know, full out and be like, I'm going to go out and prosecute you to the fullest extent? Because a lot of people are saying now that he's in office, he's going to do whatever he can to get those charges thrown out.
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be an immunity case, and or unfortunately, they're going to pull Fanny aside. They're going to kidnap her and tell her, like, listen, you either let it go or we're going to make you let it go. Like you said, them death threats going to become real around here. So I feel like she might have to let it go.
You know, I think Trump will try to get the charges thrown out or put on hold for his presidency. But the question becomes, does he have a strong argument for that? Like, what are legal experts really saying?
I mean, I think that, again, if I had all that power, you know, it's almost like watching the old scandal shows with the B613.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? It's not going to come from me, but you're going to get it from somewhere. I mean, that was like art imitating life. And for real, there's always somebody out there somewhere. We've seen this every day, that there's somebody working behind the scenes, somebody who's doing something that you don't know about. I've always said that I always like to see stuff trickle down instead of trickle up, because if I say something and you say no, that's the end of it. But if I start off at the top and then it comes down and then my boss's boss says somebody else's boss, and then I'm always like, what? Yeah. But I'm the one who did it.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't want to play with these people. I was with a popular rapper. He got about 27 million people on Instagram. Yeah. And we were there, and he was about to go on stage, and he was talking about some derogatory statements that he made about Trump during his presidency. And he said, they ended up at my door. And I was like, okay, that's cool. He said, no, you got to understand, nobody can come to my door. I live in a compound, but they came to my door. And luckily, the person who actually made the comment was actually there. He was like, no, it wasn't made like that. And there was a white guy who was there, and he was like, no, I take full responsibility. I was using his account. So he did not go to jail. Here's the thing. There's a lot of things that go on that doesn't necessarily get publicized. I believe Fannie has a case, but I don't know if this is the time to do it, especially with, all of the power that he's now received. They're not going to lock this president up. Yeah. He's going to keep them receipts.
He's got all the receipts.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, y'all. Listen, the Supreme Court has ruled that presidents have immunity from prosecution. I just said that. That is bananas to me. I don't see the courts allowing Fannie to pursue criminal charges against a sitting president, right? What do you think this means for the rest of his legal cases? Will this end all criminal cases for him, at least for the 4 years he's in the White House?
Yes, absolutely. That means he can get away with stealing, killing, raping, everything else he's been doing and getting away with. He's going to continue to get away with it. And again, it's sad because it's like, how can you're supposed to be a model citizen at that, and you are one of the biggest criminals we have ever seen.
I don't think you got to be a model citizen, not in these America, not in this America.
Nope.
At the end of the day, like, it's not just now. Like, the villain has always been celebrated. Yep. So whether it's all of the the underbosses, the crime, the superheroes, or whatever, like, we always celebrated the villain. Now the villain is now taking the best opportunity in the world and become president. I mean, I know that's terrible, but that's the America that we made.
Yeah,
and I think
but Trump has been known to be the anti-politician. He started off with the whole drain the swamp, and, coming off the reality show and you're fired and doing all that. But he fired so many people, he replaced so many people that were in positions of power and got them out of his cabinet. So this time, he's going to surround himself. It's almost like if if Willie was the president and he put us in office, we're going to be more likely to agree with him. We're going to roll with him.
And so whatever Willie said, because he's signing the check.
And, they were trying to talk him off of stuff, and he was siding with them and listening to his counsel. And this time, I don't think that's going to happen. I feel sorry for a lot of these people who have made these statements, who have come out, and he's going to hold all these receipts, and he's going to be a very vindictive person, and he's going to go out and he's going to go after those people.
And I think the power we thought he had in his first presidency, and that we think he had with this immunity, I think we ain't seen nothing until he gets in office. I think he is going to flex so hard for a couple reasons. One, he made a huge statement. I'm white, I'm male, I do what I want to do, and I'm here and y'all voted me in. Two, I'm old. I may not be able to run again. So I'm going to flex everything I got while I'm in this presidency. That's the part that makes it scary. I'm old and what I got to lose. Yeah. What I got to lose. Like you said, I own beaches. I own the golf course. So now I own America. And in his mind, now I own America.
And he doesn't. He did it the first term. I mean, so many other presidents, they stayed in the White House. What did he do? I go to Mar-a-Lago. I'm going to Trump Tower. I'm not doing any of that stuff that y'all want me to do. I think it's going to be even more prevalent now that he's going to do even more to show people I do what I can. I do what I want. I got 4 years. I'm finna show up and show out from day one.
And he said I ran how I wanted, and I won because of that, because I did it how I wanted.
And I think that's why people who did vote for him voted. Kind of to what Willie was saying. I think Dr. Gordon, too, what he was saying was people didn't see a puppet master in him.
It's almost like Rick Ross says on one of his albums, run with me or run from me. Mm-hmm. And that's what it's going to be.
But I think with Trump, I don't think he's going to make it easy for nobody to run from him. I think he's going to say, this is what it is. You're going to have to run with me or just get ran over.
It's lay down. It's get down or lay down. Right. That's what it is.
He's sending the military into inner cities to control crime. That is police going to the inner city, and it ends up being a warfare.
I think he don't care, though, because he's the same person that sat up there and said we deserve a purge day, where everybody go out and just commit all the crime that they want. Like, he literally got that from a movie. He said that, like, he feel like that could help with crime. He don't care about us or our communities being destroyed or...
And I love that you said that, Bree, because when black people start to say defund the police, That's exactly what America did. They said, oh, no, police, watch this. Hands up, no protection.
Right.
So go crazy in the hood. Go crazy with crime. And that's what happened in LA with the smash and grab. It happened across the whole nation. Police said, oh, you don't want to pay us?
Yeah.
We're here to protect you. Only criminals don't want them around. People who are not committing crimes want police presence. They don't want police brutality. I know when I call 911, I want my police at my door.
So the truth is, I was talking to a lot of the Trumpers because they love making fun of me. They seen that I had a really great interview with VP Harris, and they was like, Willie, good job. Big win for us last night. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But what they're focusing on now, and I just want to be very, very honest, I know we all know that this guy is who he is. But they're focusing more on the fact that he's bringing back fossil fuels, that there's going to be an opportunity for us to really use the oil in this country as well. He's literally, a lot of people are believing that he's going to bring this country back to biblical views. It's something that we never talk about because we'll get canceled if you talk about the LGBTQ community and transgender. Listen, the truth is there are a lot of men who literally looked at Kevin Hart when he made a joke some 20 years ago, 10 years ago, what have you, when he talked about his son, and he said, my biggest fear is my son being gay.
Right.
And that was something that he was actually serious about, that it's something that he had to retract. Now, here's the thing. I believe all of us understand that everybody has the right to love who they love.
Absolutely.
My cousin Regina, when her wife died, she wasn't able to get the benefits because it wasn't legal back then for her to get married. But what they believe is that they're going to stop bringing certain narratives into schools to our children. Right. And a lot of men are excited about that. The third thing that I've noticed about a lot of Trumpers believe that men are going to get their voice back. They believe that men have been silenced. They believe that men have no more place in this world. And so they wanted somebody who's going to be a strong man. And they're really celebrating the fact that we have a chief who's really being a chief, because chiefs don't really follow the rules that don't work. They make new rules and they really tread a course that's really their own. And I know that's a different opinion for what's traditionally on this particular show, but I want you to know the other side, and that's what they were voting for.
Well, I mean, that's not, it's not, you know, it's not just that opinion. It's also the fact that there's a lot of different opinions. I have people that are in the community, they talk about the Latino community as saying like, okay, if he does this mass deportation on the first day, what's gonna happen to those people who did not think that the chickens would come home to roost? Because basically, if your name was Garcia, Lopez, or Gonzalez, if you have generations that have gone back and maybe or have come to this country and assimilated or now are Americans, there are people out there that are saying that there are people in the Latino community who voted for Trump because they feel like they believe they're white.
Yeah, that's crazy, and they're not.
Believe that they are,
but they see themselves as not immigrants too. A lot of Latinos and Mexicans are here, and they're citizens. So for the ones who don't see themselves as immigrants, of course, in their mind, they're voting for Trump because they're thinking they're coming from they're coming from immigrant families, and Trump gives them the American dream in their perspective. Trump gives them resources, gives them jobs. Trump is not saying, I don't like Mexicans. He's saying, I don't like immigrants. So folks who are citizens are thinking in their mind, whether it's distorted or not, he's not saying he don't like me as a Mexican. He's saying he don't like them as immigrants.
Exactly.
Okay,
that's how they're taking it.
Can we unpack the delusion here? First of all, I sat here and I listened to you talk about the LGBTQ community in the schools. I do have friends that voted for Trump for that exact reason. They felt like, well, I don't want LGBTQs to be represented in the schools. It doesn't matter if they're represented in the schools or not. We still gonna have gay people. And I want y'all to know that unfortunately, some people are just born gay. Fortunately or unfortunately, however you want to look at it, we're not going to eliminate that group of people. And if we are being truthful about what America was supposedly built on, the land of the free, where everybody could be who they wanted to be, this is the place that you're supposed to see yourself represented somewhere in the world. When you look on television, when you open up a school book, just like you want to see another black or brown woman or black or brown man represented, those people want to see themselves represented as well because they work hard, they contribute to society, they taxpayers just like everybody else. And a lot of them still are Christians, whether we want to admit it or not. The choir directors and everybody else be gay in the church. So, and then also
and the pastor sometimes.
And the pastor too. But also talking about the delusions with the Hispanics. You are, if you can't say you're Hispanic, but you have no ties to immigrants. You're Mexican because somewhere along the line your heritage traces back to Mexico.
Yeah, we said that. They're not saying that they're not tied to immigrants. They're saying that because they're citizens, they're not immigrants, but
they are. That's delusional. Because how can can you forget about where you came from?
Yeah, it don't make you an immigrant because you're tied to
I want to tell you, you are absolutely
totally
right.
different.
What these people are speaking of is men playing in women's sports, and then that's being celebrated in such a way that it's like, no, we're just gonna let this happen.
There you go.
And that's really, really tough. Nobody's really focusing on the LGBTQ community. Listen, you born how you born, you live how you live, you love who you love. But when it starts to impede on the safety of women being brutalized and hurt during sporting events, that's a problem. And that's what Donald Trump has ran his entire campaign on, the fact that he will not let that happen, and there's a new way of doing it, and he did it all in the name of Christianity.
And when it affects white kids, they go hard for that. If it affects black and brown kids, they'll let it rip.
Well, that's why they used the Charlemagne and DJ Envy spot against them. One of the things that we're talking about is the fact that he's definitely firing special counsel Jack Smith. Yes. You know, because basically you cannot be charging me with something and then I'm gonna sit and let you be in office. I'm gonna get rid of you with the Department of Justice, which means these indictments against the Trump campaign for his handling of the classified documents and efforts to overturn the 2020 election. It's dead in the water. Plus, the Justice Department is unable to prosecute, like Dr. B said, a sitting president.
That's what I'm talking about. Dismantling the whole, all the systems that this country was built on. He's dismantling the Department of Justice, dismantling the Department of Education. Like, what would we be left with?
That's what new leadership does. Like Willie said, they keep the things that they feel are within their leadership values, and they get rid of or shift out the things that are not. But the most important thing is, the American people voted for this man.
And listen, I want to tell you, like, a lot of times what he does is so highlighted, and I'm not taking it away from anybody, but I seen my sister from another Mr. Keisha Lance Bottoms come and become a mayor and dismantled everything and rebuilt it up. She had to do what she had to do. There were some things in there that wasn't good, so she handled what she was supposed to do. But I do know that we're literally rewriting the rules for this man, and I will never take that away. There's black and brown men who couldn't even vote this time around during this election, carrying felony charges from, get this, marijuana. That's a little something everybody got. In St. Louis, Missouri, is absolutely legal. But how did we get here, and how are we here?
Yeah, by beating Kamala Harris, did Trump also beat the system that could put him in jail? And like you said, I think it's unfortunate that he, as a felon, could run for president and sit as a president, but there are people who, like you said, have been charged with nonviolent crimes, you know what I mean, and have served their time that still cannot vote in this country.
The question becomes, do you think he's going to help those people, though?
No.
Do you think he's going to do it? I mean, he let Kodak Black out.
He did that when he was in office last time. You know, him and Kim K, who a lot of people don't like either, it's not about liking him, and Kim K partnered up and actually let out a lot of black folks, not just black men, but black women as well.
Some people saying that he pardoned a lot more people than Obama.
Wait, but look it up, Google the numbers. He pardoned, and I love Obama, he pardoned way more black folks than Obama did. Not that Obama was trying to compete with him, but those are numbers. And so one thing about him, because he is a criminal, because he is a felon, I say he believes in letting people go and pardoning these people. I don't think he has a problem with that part.
I think one of the things that people admire about him is to what you're saying. He is going against everything for the political machine, and he just don't give a F. You know what I'm saying? And he's told you that he don't give a F, and I'm not going to be a politician, and I'm going to break all rules. I'm going to do whatever I said I want to do. And I said, you know, on day one, I'm going to do this, and I said this. And the first 100 days, I'm going to do this. And we all going to sit back and watch. And as I saw somebody post today, they just put up a video, and they was like, I hope you're all right. I hope you're all right.
I hope y'all all right, because it feel like we're going to hell in a handbasket.
Well, we're entering uncharted territory, so we will have to see how it all shakes out. But we're just scratching the surface when it comes to Trump's legal troubles. Don't go away. We got more on Truth Talks.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
I was a quarterback at Hardaway High School. College first round draft pick. During the football season, I would stop eating. But I didn't know I was depressed. We didn't have any education behind what mental health was. I started to learn it starts here first. If this is together, I'll be better as a father and as a husband. We have to redefine what being a strong man is and heal, love your mind.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
And we're back on True Talks. Let's dive back into our conversation about President Trump and whether we can kiss his legal cases goodbye.
Now, Trump has already been convicted in New York of covering up hush money payments to porn star Stormy Daniels. Now, his sentencing is scheduled for November 26th. Don't believe it's ever going to happen. So far, his lawyers have been able to delay the sentencing twice. The question becomes, will they be able to haul Trump into a courtroom while he's the president-elect?
Absolutely not.
Nobody wants to be the first person to go on record to put a vice president, a president-elect in jail. Yep. And definitely the judge who is in charge of this case has already been pulled aside and, like we talked about it, told, when this comes up, we're gonna keep tabling it and tabling it and tabling it. Some people are saying that basically Kamala was a plant in the whole beginning, that there was no way that she was going to win. And so when you let Joe Biden go out there and basically destroy himself in front of the whole entire nation, they went to the Democratic convention. They did not pick a new nominee. They just gave it to her. So was the fix all in? I don't believe any of it. And I think that it was all a plant in the very first beginning.
I agree, Ryan. I think that they're all two faces of the same coin. And at the end of the day, they definitely set her up for failure on purpose because it's basically like, let's just hand it over to him in the best way we can. We know they're not going to elect the black woman. Then we're going to put her in, like you said, give her only 100 days to run a successful campaign. That's never been done in the history of campaigning. Like, we're going to hand it to him in a basket, a silver spoon, like he done got everything else in his life.
I mean, I think that's cute, but I don't think that's the truth. When you put an African-American woman up there and you get very, very close to like I've never seen African-American people this together in the last 107 days. Like they were literally able to rally African-American people in a way that I've never seen. So the one thing that I know right now is that for the next 4 years, African-American people are gonna be awake. I believe we went to sleep for the last 4 years. Now we have something to be upset about. That's what drives African-American people. When we black, we like, we gotta fight for something. So whether it's Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, we were always fighting for something. So now that we've seen that what America thinks of us, I think that we're gonna have an opportunity now to say, okay, cool, we're gonna learn about policy, we're gonna understand things a lot more, and I think we are gonna be so in tune with politics and understand where our nation is. In the next 4 years, we're gonna be good.
Yeah, but I don't think that we've already done that. You know what I'm saying? I think the Democrats, they lost the election.
Ryan, we've already done what as black people?
We marched, we protested, we went out and did all those things, and basically, you got to look at the numbers. As Jay-Z said, the numbers do not lie. Donald Trump won with fewer votes this time than he did against Joe Biden. He won with 71 million votes. Last time he had 74 million votes. Joe Biden had 81 million votes. Kamala had 66 million votes. So it was a whole 15 million Democrats who were sitting at home doing like this. So it did not resonate with the people who should have been galvanized and going out there and casting their ballots to vote. I think it's going to be like what Diddy said when he came out with the vote or die. And everybody went out and got that shirt and was all trying to go to Macy's and buy one of those shirts and have it and wear it on their chest. He came out and said it was a waste of time. I think for a lot of people, they're going to be apathetic about what happened because they'll say, I went out and I voted, I campaigned, I went and saw Megan, I went and saw Cardi B, and you saw what happened, so I'm really not going to vote this time. I think the opposite of truth is a possibility.
So now they now can go to concerts no more. I agree with Willie when it comes to black people being in a different space. I think black people have always been woke, but they haven't been politically inclined. I even think millennials and Gen Zs are starting to figure out, wait a minute, how do we become more involved with this past and more than just voting? That's what I think.
Listen, yeah. Dr. B, I love you. But those people left in the third quarter yesterday. They left in the third quarter when Kamala, they was out there, they were stomping the yard, they were strolling, they was doing everything.
No, people were there.
The numbers,
Kamala left in the third quarter.
No. When you look at the reports, the people, they showed people leaving the bandstand. They were sitting there waiting. When they started looking at that, the DJ was playing the music. They had CNN on, and all of a sudden, they started seeing the results, and they were not going to go for Kamala. Then they started chanting to the DJ, turn the music back on, turn the music back on, because they felt like they had lost the race. If they was really down, they would have stayed there.
The reason why there's been a shift, Ryan, I don't agree with you, is because when black people who are a culture that is entertainment inclined are not voting for entertainment no more, it makes my heart smile, and that means we are now looking at the higher intellect of things. We're no longer able to be persuaded, like I said before this election, with a shake of an ass, with a concert, or with a celebrity-ness influencer who is supporting a person. Black people are saying, we are more educated than that. We stand for more than that, and we are not that easily manipulated. We need to hear what politics are.
As somebody who voted for the very first time in 2008 as a young black millennial, we were educated then. I voted for Obama not because he had anybody up there politicking.
So why did you vote for him?
I'll tell you, because he had better rates for Pell Grant and college students at the time. He had better housing rates. I was able to buy my first home under the Obama administration. So I was educated
so you voted for him for two things.
I did. Those were the two things that impacted me. And it was changed in this country.
And you didn't vote for the opponent because of what?
I voted for him because he stood for what I fought for. You said we didn't do our education.
But your research is researching both candidates. Why did you not vote for the opposition?
I voted for him because he stood for change.
Why did you not vote for the opposition?
Because they did not have anything that represented me or would directly benefit me as a new millennial going into the workforce.
Which was what?
They didn't have nothing to do with housing. They had nothing to do with college students and affordability.
They didn't have housing.
No, they didn't. They did not.
Yes, they did.
I directly benefited from it. Also, to your point about
that's what it was. Identity politics.
Let me say that. Also, to your point about the 15 million people that did not show up to vote, you know what? I think the Democratic Party knew that would be the case, because the only thing worse than a white woman is a black woman running. They knew that, okay, we're not going to have 15 million people that's going to show up, because they rather not vote at all because it's a black woman involved. That way we can just cherry pick it and hand it over to Trump.
I think it's been a good shift for us. I'm happy we didn't vote for entertainment, ass clapping, and booty shorts.
When
I'm proud of us
Obama,
as a black
we didn't
people.
have no ass clapping.
And that's my point.
We didn't have that.
That's my point.
That's what I'm saying. We voted on policies then, so we have been. Looking at policies. We have been doing our research.
There's a big shift in it, and I'm really proud of our community for not going for the rhetoric
of Obama. And what happened with the young people and what happened with Facebook and all those other social media things, I thought that was trying to be duplicated with this campaign. And that's why they threw everything, because Obama was something that we had never seen before. It was everybody. And that's why he got 2 terms, because it's almost like they no longer saw race. That's why he won. That is the reason why he won twice. So when, Donald Trump has beat women twice. He lost to a white man.
Right.
Got drilled by a white man. But the bottom line is nobody wants to talk about the fact that at the end of the day, we are not ready for a woman president.
That's what it is.
So Bree, Dr. B, it's so easy to look within and what we did wrong. But I want to focus on what was done correctly. Yeah. I think she ran one of the best campaigns that I've ever seen run. In 107 days, I was able to learn who she was as a person. I realized that she was probably more qualified than any other politician in the history of politicians. Any presidential candidate, we got an opportunity to see that. The problem is that she was running a campaign in an economy that is not flourishing for the American people. And people are in dire straits for something new. And people don't give a damn what new look like. People would rather be called out their name than not to be able to take care of their children. Right. And what he was able to do was hit the pressure points of the people of America, the economy. He played on the fear. He did what he was supposed to do. I don't know if he's going to get the opportunity to do all the things that he said, good, bad, or indifferent, but I will say that he also ran a really good campaign. And campaigning is not always the truth, but it's a good campaign. It's a game. And she did one hell of a job in 107 days.
But if Kamala Harris was a white man, we would not be having this conversation.
We would.
I don't believe that.
On paper.
I don't believe that.
On paper,
I don't believe that
she
at
was
all.
the perfect candidate.
No way
On paper, she was a perfect candidate. The reason
but with 107 days, but with 107 days, who would listen? There is nobody that's going to be fit right now who could have done better than that woman with 107 days. The American people are sick and tired of the true politics that we've got used to. We said it throughout this conversation. Politics as usual is going to hell, right? And so people are looking for something new. Here's the thing that I think we really need to do if we can really be honest with ourselves. We can take a page out of Donald Trump's book. And I know that's hard to hear. That you're going to run how you are, you're going to be who you are, you're going to live how you live, and you're going to be authentic. And you're not going to be a prisoner, and you're not going to be a prisoner of your past.
I said that
and you're
before
not going to be a
election.
prisoner of your past.
But
I listed all the things that he did wrong, but nobody cared about it. They still voted for him. When will Democrats and other parties, I believe another independent party is coming, and I believe if you run and be authentically who you are, that's what's going to speak to Gen Z, that's what's going to speak to millennials, and I know that's damn sure what's going to speak to me.
Okay.
And Kamala could have ran black, it would have been different.
Here's the thing that people are unrecognized,
That's okay.
right?
I don't think so.
You know, if we all said we're going to leave right here and we're going to go to Africa, right? And I'm going to go right now. I'm going to leave this show and I'm going to start my journey to Africa. But you cannot start until 2029. You are not going to stand a chance. President Biden was getting thrown on the bus by Donald Trump every day from the time he took office. He had a 4-year head start to say, see, I told you. See, I told you. See, I told you. And then when Kamala got in there, she had no chance with 107 days. To your point, she ran a great campaign, but the man had been killing Joe Biden for 4 years. There was no way that she was going to have a chance to win. And I hope that she decides to come back because I think it might be different if it's a fair fight, all right? They call him Teflon Don. The only thing clear to me is that there is no precedent for what we all are about to witness with this president. And the question becomes, how do we as a people take back control of not only the narrative, but the politics of bending the rules to suit powerful people like Trump, yet holding everyday people responsible for minor infractions, jailing them for unpaid parking tickets, no cash bail, all this big business in a city like Atlanta. The hypocrisy is very thick. When we come back, I'm going to call someone famous. I'm going to call, really? Who am I going to call? We're going to call somebody when we come back.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
As we work to get through these times together, you may not be thinking about blood donation, but blood is needed to save the lives of people who are sick with a range of illnesses. It's easy and safe to give. If you are in good health, please donate. We need heroes now. Visit redcrossblood.org to schedule an appointment.
I wonder if you know that I want the best for you. But how long will you fight solo? I wonder if you know that we can get help. Not wondering anymore. Love, your mind.
And welcome back to True Talks. It's Friday. It's the end of the week and the last day.
TGIF, baby.
And now it's the moment you've all been waiting for. Each of us will FaceTime one of our famous friends and see how they feel about something we discussed. Tonight, Dr. Bryant is going to make that call. So I hope you're ready, Dr. B.
I am
Come on,
ready.
Dr. B.
Come on.
Y'all
Come
talk
on,
about who I
Dr.
call.
B.
Leave me alone. Leave me
Hopefully they
alone.
flirt with her tonight and tell her about them pretty legs.
Oh, Shawty look good with the pretty
them
legs.
pretty
This
legs.
one
Brown
won't
said
be
you got them
that.
pretty legs.
This one won't be nothing like, hey sis, y'all, it is Judge Lauren Lake.
Hey.
Hey,
family.
Wait, y'all know who she is, right?
Of course.
Paternity freaking judge was just killing it. 15 years, sis? I always get the numbers wrong.
Thank you. It's been a long time. 10.
10 years. This is my sis, and sis, this is my new talk show, True Talks. And
I am so happy for you, so happy for y'all. You're killing it.
This is my co-host, Bree Renee, straight from the A.
Hi, how you doing?
Hey
got
there.
Willie Mo Jr. over there.
Hey.
Hi there.
And we got Ryan King, the voice of Atlanta.
How you doing, Judge?
Hello.
Nice to see you.
How are you?
How
Good
do you
to see
always
you.
look so beautiful? Girl, you don't
Gorgeous.
age. You're just like always perfectly gorgeous.
Well, thank you. I'm 55 and I'm holding on to
Oh,
a
wow.
woman of a certain age.
For a
Amazing.
woman of a mature age, sis.
Yes.
She got that
Yes.
full
So look, I gotta
1K.
ask you a question, right? Obviously, we know who got, elected into office. I'm not gonna ask who you voted for. I think we already know. But what do you feel? What do you believe that means for America, but also for the Black community? Like, what do you think that means for us moving forward? And then let me ask you this. Let me ask you this really quick. Sorry. Let me ask you this, Judge.
Yeah.
What do you think about the immunity that Trump now has? That's the part that's just bananas. What do you think, sis?
It's not just the immunity. It's Project 2025.
Come on.
It's his commitment to, deportation, like on day one. We've got so many things, and I think that's what's been so problematic. I posted earlier that, right now, I say it clearly because I do a lot of work with DNA, right? That America's DNA doesn't lie. If you look at the numbers, the way it lines up, and you see who's voting for who, we know how everything went down. And look, I want America to prove me wrong, but it has not yet.
Come on.
And even though I was disappointed, I was not surprised. And so as we get into the various initiatives and intentions he has for his presidency, what I'm blown away by is that so many people who voted for him are at the top of his list to disenfranchise.
Yes.
And so I'm just waiting for people to catch up to Black women. And yes, I said it, because we do often understand exactly 10 steps ahead what's going to happen before it happens. And this time, I'm personally not leading a charge to save nobody but ourselves.
Hello.
I also want to say this to the young people, because I heard your show earlier. There are a couple things I want you to understand. You all have a new way of doing things, and you need to use that creativity and that innovation to be able to effectuate change on the local and the national levels. We need you now, all right? Just how I say nobody's coming to save us, you got to figure out how to do that. And, we used to live in a microwave culture where everything got done quick. I used to say that, right? Put it in there, put the popcorn in, press popcorn, you got popcorn. You don't even have to know how much a Big Mac costs, because just the picture of the Big Mac is on the thing and you press it and it adds up. We went from a microwave culture to now an on-demand culture, right? We got food on demand, clothes on demand, music on demand, shows on demand, but freedom is not on demand.
Come on, sis.
You have to fight for that. And we have to have our pity party, eat our food, have our cocktails, because Lord knows I had me one last night. But then we have to get ourselves back up, dust ourselves back off, and fight for the freedoms we deserve and the freedoms we know future generations will need in order to sustain themselves.
You know we
so
talk
that's
for
my
hours.
rant.
You know we talk for hours. I
That's
love
my
you.
rant.
No, you're a genius, brilliant, and just absolutely amazing. I wanted to ask you, can we get you on the show?
I would
in
love
station
to.
at some point?
I would love it. I would love it. I told you I'll be in Atlanta for the next couple of weeks. So if you need me, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Don't forget our dinner date. I'm gonna hold you to it.
I don't forget.
Can I get you to what?
Tell her to join our ticket, cause we gonna run.
Oh, me and Bree running. I'm president. She's my VP. So we're gonna appoint you as Superior Court judge, honey, because we may need some charges we need to be cleared on.
Yes.
Hey.
I'll come out of retirement for that. Yes.
Need that drop.
Sis, can we get a drop? Can you say you are watching Truth Talks?
Hey, this is Judge Lauren Lake, and you are watching Truth Talks.
Wait, sis, and let me ask you this: Paternity Matters, huh?
Paternity Matters, yes, is the new show on YouTube.
Okay, check that out.
Is it live Monday? Tell us the dates, times.
We have a season 1 up right now. We are currently doing season 2. If you have a question of paternity and you need help, go to our Instagram page, Paternity Matters TV. We may be able to help you. Paternity court is adjourned, but the conversation will still continue because paternity matters.
Because you could be the father you never had, or
you could be the father you never had.
I love you so much. I'll see you when you get to the A, baby.
Back.
Good night.
Thank you. See you soon.
I like her.
Awesome.
Yes, I
Awesome.
love her. We need
She's
her on the
amazing.
show.
She's amazing, literally. I love her.
I like that.
One of my best friends. I love Judge. Love her.
Well, that's all the time we have for tonight. We'll see y'all next week for more Real Talk on Truth Talks. Have a good weekend.